Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so do you have your next trip booked already?
Personal or group or through the travel agency?
Both.
Both. Yeah. So yeah, we're so for the travel agency, the next group trip that we're advertising is Bali, and that's in August. I believe the dates are August 8th through the 15th.
Wait. So you also promote like group trips. So like
Yeah.
if I was like, I don't have nobody to go with, and then I come across your group, I could just come with you.
Yeah. So literally, we just took a group of 12 to. So we did last week. We just got back on Monday. We did the European Exchange, aka Glaciers and Gelatos. We did a 3-night trip to Milan, Italy, and then after that, we went over to St. Moritz, Switzerland. Same trip. Took 12 people, visited 2 different countries, and it was a winter vacation. And people came together. Some people knew each other. Some people never been with the group before, and they just came to meet friends. And I'm always nervous to see like how everybody reacts after the trip. But I got text messages like, "I'm looking forward to your next trip." The people there were so nice, and they exchanged social medias and phone numbers, and then they started to build friendships and travel ships. I like to say it.
Oh, that's nice because a lot of people want to travel, but they don't have necessarily a travel buddy.
Yeah.
So, that's cool. So with something like that, that's more of a set price rather than.
Yeah. So that's a set price. But again, we don't book trips, we curate experiences. So we give you one price. Everything is included.
Okay.
Right? The only thing that I think is not included on that trip is your flight. Right? Because people come from all parts of the country or even the world.
Right.
And so we let them get there on their own. But as far as like your villa, your dinners, your drivers, your entertainment, your parties, everything's already lined up for you. You just show up.
So
with
the
your
only
clothes.
thing they have to worry about is booking the flight.
That's it. Everything else, and we give payment plans. So I like to, put my trips out 7-8 months in advance so people can chip away at it because everybody don't have disposable income just sitting around. So we got Bali August 8th to the 15th, and then next week we're dropping Kenya. Kenya is going to be in November, and that's going to be November 8th to the 16th or 7th to the 16th.
Wow,
So,
Kenya.
Yes, we're rolling. We're rolling.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
How much would that cost? That trip you just
Which one?
the Bali.
The Bali trip is, I believe, for double occupancy is 2,200, and I think single occupancy is 3,000. But again, that's it. You don't pay for anything else except for, I think, one event we cover the admission into the club and all that. You may have to pay for your drinks there, but that's it.
20. You said 2,200 for double occupancy. That's 2 people.
Yeah,
But it's
20
more for one person.
2,200 per person.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's still not bad. That's really not that bad.
No, and all of the work is done for you.
Yeah.
Everything's done. You just show up. You
And
know,
it's how many days the Bali?
7 nights.
Oh, so 2,200 one person for 7 nights.
Yeah, 7 nights. You get a villa, etc.
And my stay.
Yeah, your stay is included. All of that is in
Food?
there. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you got your private chef. making your breakfast, have our dinners. We're covered.
That's exciting. I'm gonna definitely look into one of those.
Absolutely.
What if they don't? If they're on a payment plan, what if they don't pay everything in full by the time the trip is?
Then they can't go. So
can't go?
yeah, so we
So that money is non.
yeah, so up front it says deposit. So the deposits are non-refundable,
Yeah.
right? Because you got to think you're dealing with a group, right? One person can really set the group back. So that's why we got the payment plans, and we make sure that we follow up with people, and then we say it's non-refundable, or you purchase trip insurance. And I strongly encourage trip insurance. Just period. Anything can happen in life, and I hate to see someone invest so much money and lose it because an unfortunate situation came up in life.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah. But for the most part, I haven't really had too much trouble. You do have clients who understand it, like, I just can't do it. I know I'm going to forfeit the money, whatever. Or I even encourage, hey, you already spent $1,000. You got a family member that might want to take over the rest of that bill for you, and they go.
So that they can do that too.
Versus losing the money.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not in it to be greedy or anything like that. So, no.
Does your wife go with you all the time?
Some trips, not all trips. We got a daughter. We got a younger child at home. We have 2 older childs, but she goes on most of the group trips she's on. So yeah, for the most part, she's around.
Do your children come sometimes with you?
Not when I'm hosting, because
Okay.
that's work, right?
Right.
I'm working. I can't deal with them with that.
So you're not having fun on these trips, basically.
Oh, I'm having fun.
Are you
Oh, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it, right? I think life is a party, right? So you got to enjoy it. Is it work? Yes.
It's
But it's
stressful.
fun work.
I wouldn't. It's not really stressful, right?
But like you got to get people there on time at all the events.
So the stressful part come when you relaying to your customers over and over again. Please read the emails. Please check the WhatsApp. So we set everything up in WhatsApp for group chat, and I can do everything up until that day. And I realize that you got to spoon feed information. So I'll do a pre-departure Zoom call with everybody, let them know everything that's going on, and they'll tell you, "Yeah, we sorry, Dom. We ain't read none of that information. We figured we was going to talk to you anyway." And then even on the trip, I find it's better to just day by day give them it. So before I end the night, I'll put out information for the next morning, or things like that. Spoon feed the information. They take it in small doses. When you give it to them all at once, you can't expect them. They're just not going to remember.
What if somebody was like they didn't want to do none of that stuff? They just want to stay in the hotel room, like.
Then that is their option. My price is my price, but that is their option. So when I'm doing a group trip, I don't separate anything. Everything is, I built it and designed it for a certain way for a reason, right? I'm expecting you to get certain joys and gratification out of the trip. If you choose not to attend certain events or whatnot, that is your choice, but the price is the price. So for example, in Switzerland, I had several people who didn't want to ski once we got there. Well, the price is the price. I'm not now going to go back out.
Also, they wanted their money back for that.
No, they didn't. They didn't necessarily want it back. They didn't ask for it back, but they knew the price is the price. I'm not going to a la carte it. No,
Right.
because that's more stressful on a travel agent. I have done trips in the past where I offer like optional excursions, but even that, you're putting more stress on yourself because you have people that pay for it in advance, and then you got 5 or 6 people the day of trying to add on, and you're like, it's sold out already, and then they're upset, and you're like, you know what? I know how to fix this. Everybody's going to pay. Everybody's going to go. If you choose not to go, though, that's on you. But I'm not separating the cost or anything like that.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you said you guys went skiing in Switzerland?
Yes.
How was that experience?
It was
that
fun.
your first time skiing?
Yes. So my first time actually doing any winter sports, I did snowboarding last January in Bulgaria. So that was like my first experience. So this time I said, well, let me try skiing. And the difference between skiing and snowboarding, in my opinion, it's a lot. So I tried snowboarding first because I thought that would be cooler, but that was way harder in my experience than skiing. Skiing was pretty easy to learn and easier to master. No, I didn't master it. Yes, I fell. Several members of our group fell, but everybody had a good time. And I think the stigma, especially for us as black people, we think we don't want to be in no cold. No, we had a great time. It was colder when we got back to Philadelphia than it was out there in Switzerland. We were prepared. So we were prepared, right?
Oh, okay.
So we make sure all of our fits were,
Yeah.
we brought the furs out. So if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see we brought the furs out. We wanted to play with the big boys. So St. Moritz is the millionaire and billionaires playground from a ski resort or ski town perspective. A lot of high-end fashion. It was definitely a fashion show out there every day. But the great thing about it is we didn't experience any sentiment of racism at all. There is based on, they look at it as if you can afford to be here, that's really all that matters.
Here,
You belong here. This was the best service that I've ever had in any country, period.
Wow.
Like these people went above and beyond to make sure that everybody was good at all times. Service was top notch. Every restaurant, the hotel, etc.
What country or city got the best food?
Ooh, man. Don't sleep on. I got 2 places. So I like Caribbean food, right? So my wife thinks she's Caribbean. She's not Caribbean at all. But she loves the Jamaican jerk curries and all that, right? Caribbean food. So I would tell you, if you haven't been, Toronto has a great Caribbean life.
Oh, okay.
And so does London. London caught me off guard. I was like, wow, I'm a Caribbean. I love Caribbean food. So that's really, really good.
So what do you get from Toronto? Like what's the go-to?
It's the same Jamaican and jerks and the curries and all of that. I forget the name of this one restaurant. I've been there twice, but it's just phenomenal. I can drop it in the credits or something, but the scene is just really good, really good. So I'm a big Caribbean foodie, but for the most part, I like all kinds of food, man. I'm allergic to shellfish, so it's sort of like a gift and a curse with that. When my family members are eating and indulging, I'm jealous because I can't eat crabs and all of that. So, but I think crab's a great conversation starter. So, in my next life, hopefully I come back and I can eat it. But nah.
So, like you said earlier, I also prefer going to countries where people look like me.
Yeah.
So the countries that I have been to are all Caribbean places, and I've hesitated going to places like Switzerland and stuff like that because of fear of maybe being discriminated. But you saying that kind of like makes me now want to try it out.
Yeah, I think you have to try it out, right? I think you have to try it out for a number of reasons. One, just to broaden our horizon and our perspectives. And the world doesn't look just like the U.S., right? And so we're in a melting pot here. But I think personally, you'll enjoy it just experiencing different cultures. Even looking at our own culture, right? Looking at black people in general. I just came from Kenya in November. That was culture shock, right? It felt good to be around our people, but the culture is just different. And you start to notice how spoiled we are as Americans when you look at, just the way that they live there, especially in some of the villages that we visited, and how they appreciate the little things, and how some of these villages, they don't even have electricity, but they made us food, right? And they went out there, caught the fresh fish, made us the rice and everything else, and we were like, wow, y'all, it was like, we got to do everything before it get dark. And it was just priceless, like that experience. So
you said that's Kenya right there?
Kenya, yep. I just left in November.
Oh wow!
So everything you're eating they just caught it, they skinned
a lot of it was, yeah. So when you go out there to visit the villages, everything is fresh. They literally go cook it right there. They'll tell you fresh fish of the day. You don't know what it is. It's whatever they come back with. So the men go out there and do all of the catching while the women are taking care of the kids in the village.
Have you breaking out, I've heard they'll eat out there. When you eat out there, it's the food is real, no toxins and everything, and then you come back here and then you start. Has it happened to you or not?
I haven't broke out with any reactions or anything, but the food is definitely different in the other countries. It's just the way that we raise some of our animals here, or even the way that we're just growing our fruits and vegetables. For example, even pasta is so different in Italy than it is here. And you're like, well, it's just pasta. But no, it's grown, fermented a different way. And that's just it.
I heard that Italians would be making fun of us in our pasta.
Well, yeah, they do. Right? They do.
Would you ever consider living out of the U.S.?
I thought about it. But that would mean uprooting the family. And so I don't think we're there. I don't think we're ready yet. But I wouldn't say uprooting, period. Maybe buying a vacation home or something in another country where I can frequent several times a year, and maybe even, real estate, right? Airbnb it or VRBO.
Right.
Absolutely.
And where would that be?
That's a tough one. Just because I was doing some real estate research, the Dominican Republic has some great prices right now. But also, a lot of people are looking into Kenya. Kenya and Ghana, the whole, these places in Africa where they can buy some real estate at a very good price and build it up. So I think the journey would be too far to frequent, several times a year, but somewhere like the DR, quick 3-hour flight, that makes more sense.
Right. That makes sense.
I see you doing a lot of marathons.
Yeah. Not marathons. So, not marathons. So, close, right? You know what? Hype me up. Yeah. I'm running marathons.
It seemed like marathons.
Yeah, so what happened was back in May, I attended a content creator conference for a lot of travel agents. And one of the things that I took away from there was like people love a good story and a good journey to follow. And so I came back home and I was like, well, what's going to be my story and journey? Like, how am I going to get people to buy into what I'm selling, one, as a travel agent, but then even before that, I'm also a healthcare professional. And I've been in healthcare all my life, right? And so I was like, how do I tie health in with traveling? And I realized with myself, when I vacation hard prior to starting these runs, meaning I wasn't traveling as frequent before I was a travel agent. So, right, if you're only traveling once or twice a year, you go to the Caribbean, of course you're going to go to all-inclusive, eat, drink nonstop 5 to 7 days, right? But I realized I can't continue to live that lifestyle when I travel so frequently. I'm a diabetic, got diagnosed in 2016. So I said, all right, I need to improve my fitness, but I love to travel, so I got to figure this out. And so I came up with this campaign called, it's called the 40/40 Tour, Health and Culture Tour. I'm running 40 5K races in 40 different cities across the world, right? So I kicked it off in August, and I ran in Milan as well. So I did 25 of the 40 so far.
Wow.
And so I run a 5K race in every city. I use the Couch to 5K program. It's an app where you train and sort of build up your stamina over the course of 8 weeks. And now I can get out there and run those 3.1 miles like it's nothing. And it's picked up. I have friends, family, and even strangers they'll DM me, they'll text me, send emails, call, man, you inspiring us. I started walking because of you, this, and that. And I'm like, wait, wow. So I can't stop now. I have to complete the journey. And so I'm looking forward to it. You know, my next race is next week. We're in Puerto Rico, and I'll run. And so what I do is there's a combination of things. I can join like a 5K that's already existing, just, you know, pay for your race to register for a race, or I'll just go run 3 miles, my 3.1 miles through the town, visit a local restaurant, coffee shop or something, talk to the owners, get some photos, and then I'll post it and sort of tell people when you visit this place to make sure you stop by.
Oh, that's nice.
So actually, I did Houston probably I think it was November.
Yeah, it was like 11.
Oh, a
Yeah.
5K in Houston?
Yeah. Y'all have this run club, ZFT.
Okay.
They're dynamic, very dynamic. I reached out to some of the event owners, and I flew down here on a Saturday, and ran a 5K, and then they take you to brunch. I forget the name of this brunch spot right after. So everything you ran off, you go put right back in your belly. But we in the South, right? But it was a really good group. I mean, there had to be over 100 people there. And we talking about at 7:30 in the morning, they got a DJ out there. It's crunk. And we like partying. They doing the Tamia line dance to warm up. I'm like, oh, this is different. Like you were energized and wanted to run.
Oh,
So yeah, y'all got to check them out on Saturdays.
What is it
ZFT. They're in Houston, and I ran with them in Dallas.
ZFT. Okay, I'm looking
Yeah.
at that.
Check them out.
Did you lose a lot of weight when you started running?
So far, I'm down officially 15 pounds. My last doctor's appointment was in November, and my A1C went from a 11 to a 7. I don't touch the scale unless it's a doctor's appointment. So I go back the first week of April to visit my PCP, and then we'll get updates on how I progressed on the journey.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you.
Celebrate small wins.
Yeah, you got to. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest, the holiday season was a struggle, so
Oh.
I'm glad I got 15 more cities to go. I'm human, right? Things happen, but I'm glad I got 15 more cities to go to get back on track.
That's good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I asked all my guests this: would you be mad if your daughters didn't want to become an entrepreneur? They wanted like a 9 to 5.
No, because I believe that we need people to do the work, period, right? And so even if you're an entrepreneur, you be looking to hire people to work for you and do that 9 to 5 work. So no, I don't think that everybody is built to be an entrepreneur, because as you know, there's some sleepless nights. There's some days where you want to throw the towel in. There's been some nights where I quit. right? And I said, I can't do this. But you build yourself a great community in terms of sort of that core five who you can call on, who going to tell you the truth at any given point in your life, at any time of the day, and they're going to check you and say, yo, wake up. What you talking about? This is what happens in entrepreneurship. It doesn't happen overnight. Usually you're not successful until you've exhausted all your funds, right? You know, the house getting ready to get, you know, foreclosed and all that. And then that's when, you know, God says, all right, you've been through the journey, you've been through the struggle, you're ready for this.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of people don't understand that.
Oh yeah, this doesn't. So I still have my 9 to 5, right? Like as successful as I am, I'm in year 4 in this journey. This didn't come without pitfalls, right? I've had several lessons learned, and I teach them to agents that, you know, reach out to me now, and I give them any lesson learned. I'm an open book. I don't believe in gatekeeping.
Right.
How can we all grow if one person's going to gatekeep?
Got it. And do you like teach people how to become a travel agent?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I have several people that I brought along in this journey, and we just encourage people, right? So if anybody's interested in becoming a travel agent, please reach out to me. I partner with a host agency. So what a host agency does is they basically give you all your booking sites and those things, right? You pay a monthly fee, but you get access to the world, right, for that monthly fee. And it's very small, maybe like $40 a month. You'll get that back in your commission, so don't even worry about that. But I show people, you know, just sort of the ropes and help them avoid the pitfalls and say, listen, you can get paid to travel, right? So when I'm hosting a group trip, I'm getting paid to be there, right? People want to travel with me. They know that I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to be a great host. I'm going to make sure everything's smooth for them. They don't have to think about it. They just pay and show up. Well, those services somebody got to pay for that, right? And so the clients, you know, your pricing costs and all that is built into the overall cost, but they don't mind paying for a great service and great time. So I tell people you can get paid to travel all the time. So let me know when you're ready. You know, we can do this.
I would love to get paid to travel.
Absolutely.
It's like a dream job right there.
It's fun. You know, they also have what are called fam trips or familiarization trips where you go check out a property. And so always do that. One thing I would drop, a gem I'll drop on both of you is when you do travel, try to make it a combo. So what do I mean by make it a combo? If you're going to visit another country, and let's say you torn between which resort you want to go to. So let's say we're talking Caribbean. And you're like, man, I was really looking at, I'm picking on Mexico. I was really looking at Breathless and I was really looking at Dreams. But I'm torn between the two. Well, how many nights do you got to spare? Well, I want to go for 5, 6, 7 nights. Split the trip. Say 3 nights at this property, 2 or 3 nights at the next property. You make it a combo. You get the best of both worlds.
You know, that's crazy. I never thought of that. I always limit myself to I have to choose one resort.
No. Just like we were going to Europe, right? When we knew we were going to Switzerland, right? We were saying, all right, we're going 8-hour flight. We flew out of JFK. So since we're going to Europe, you know, everything is close once you're there. Well, what else can we do? And that's why we threw Milan on the front end of it and said, let's make it a combo. Let people visit 2 places at once.
Wow,
So,
that is a gem.
Yeah, just trust me. Do it. Yeah, I think you'll appreciate it. You'll enjoy it. Because sometimes you be torn on, like, man, I really want to stay here, or I really want. If you go, let's just figure out a way to make it so you can do both.
Okay, so out of all your traveling, do you have like a crazy story or like an experience that really sticks out to you?
Oh man, not traveling. Traveling hasn't really. I don't think I had any crazy stories. I think I got a crazy story on how I lost a lot of commission because one of my friends now in my plant, they gave me an opportunity to put on their wedding. And so I hosted a very large destination wedding.
Oh, so you do destination?
Oh, I do weddings too.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah.
That's what I would. Oh Lord, hopefully I get married one day. But I would love. I wanted a destination wedding.
Okay, well, we gonna be locked in until
so I know where to go
until he come along, and we gonna be locked in there. But absolutely. And so the mistake I made was simple. I let the bride dictate the attrition for the room. So the hotels tell you
the what for the room?
the attrition. You're supposed to reduce the rooms at a certain point if they don't sell. If not, you're penalized for it.
Okay.
And you, the travel agent, are ultimately responsible.
Okay.
So
you mean like
the people that
guests?
cancel,
Yes. Yeah. So let's say I planned the wedding, right? And let's say they wanted 100 rooms, right? Now there's a cutoff time where I have to release any rooms without penalty. Well, the bride was saying, "Hey Dom, no, my people are going to book. Don't release those rooms." And I just was like, "Okay, all right, cool. I'm holding for you."
How many rooms was it?
This was at least, I think 10 to 15 rooms. So it wound up costing me over $8,000 of my commission. And guess what? I had to pay the penalty before I can wrap up the contract. So I had to figure out, and I didn't have just 8,000 sitting around, but I had to figure it out, use credit cards, whatever, make that payment up front. And then, they didn't travel, they didn't have their wedding for 60 days later, and then your commission comes 30 to 45 days after that. So let's say their wedding was in July, I didn't get paid out until September, October. But I had to pay that up front. So overall, it was a large commission, but still.
More than what you lost.
Yeah, it was more than what I lost, but to lose 8,000, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. So that will never happen again. And that's one of the things that I share with the agents that I bring on under me. Pay attention to your deadlines. If the hotel tells you got to release the rooms by the 1st, I'm like, back it up 10 days or something, like, so you don't miss those targets.
So what you would have did differently if you would have known?
I would have released those rooms. And so now, and I put 2 weeks ahead of what the hotel tell me. I do 2 weeks before I tell, and I'm communicating with the clients. Hey, look, I got to release these rooms. They don't know the real date. They know the date that I give them, which is fine, right?
Yeah.
And at this point, if we've been advertising your destination wedding for 6 months and these people didn't put down any money, more than likely they ain't coming.
Yeah.
And we can always add them on later, but we got to get rid of these rooms so we're not penalized.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So with a destination wedding, you're booking the venue, the rooms,
everything. So I do destination weddings. Don't judge me. I've never been to one, but I'm the king of planning the bachelorette weekends. Right, Nashville, New Orleans, those are the popular cities. So I do destination weddings, bachelor and bachelorette parties, NFL weekends. Like, I got people reach out for the Super Bowl right away. And then I just, vacations, girls trips, guys trips, corporate travel, business travel, whatever it is, we can take care of it. So there's no limit.
Anything basically.
Anything. Yep. You want to go on tour and, take your show on the road? We can work with you, make sure all your travel and everything is set up, host a retreat somewhere. You want a nice mansion? We'll work behind the scenes, put everything together for you. I find everything. I'll find the chefs. I'll find the decorators. They'll come and decorate. Whatever it is you want, we take care of. We curate the experience.
What if somebody wanted like the Super Bowl coming up? How much you think how much would that cost?
No, I already know. So I have partnerships with the NFL on Experience. And so their packages are out of a lot of my clientele's price range, right? So they want $10,000 plus for those packages, right? But I also know how to just a la carte it. And so I tell people, look, the hotels for the most part are locked up by the NFL and a lot of the big corporations in New Orleans. Stay right outside of New Orleans or go down to Baton Rouge, about an hour, it's a little over an hour away. You get the hotels at the regular rate, and you can go ahead and just rent a car and drive in Enola, and you save yourself a lot of money. But, for the client who has it to pay, then we'll put them in New Orleans in the heart of everything and let them pay. But you can simply stay outside of Enola, come in and out for the festivities if you want to, or if you just want to come in there for the game. And I'll tell you, don't buy your game ticket until the week of. Because right now the prices are sky high, because people are they do the markup thing.
I thought it would have been more if
last
it's
minute.
last minute.
Nah. So
it's less.
Typical NFL games or any concert, any experience. The people that are buying the tickets trying to make the resellers, they're trying to mark it up. They're trying to get as much as they can, but then they get cold feet the closer it is to game time, or
But they want some money.
because they want something.
Yeah.
But you have to drop your prices now. You got to go with the market dictates the prices now.
Right.
So if there's 500 tickets still left for that event, you can keep your ticket at $5,000-$6,000 more than what it actually should cost. And that's what happened with Super Bowl tickets, and that's every year. So I think they started off with the nosebleeds at $6,000-$7,000 last week. I'm quite sure they're going to drop this week.
Okay. And you said you get paid by commission. So where is this commission coming from?
So the commission will come directly from the hotels or the resorts that we book, or when we're curating the experience. You know, I tell you exactly, you tell me what you want. I'll tell you exactly what this experience is going to cost. And that's really a custom service based on everything that you want me to do, right? So if you want me to find you a chef, find you somebody to come in and decorate, find you a limo, you want me to have a Bentley there for you every morning, a butler and all of that. That takes time, that takes research, that takes planning. I'm going to come up with a price. And more than likely, people that are asking for those things, they don't fight you for the price.
Right.
How much would they charge for how much would you charge for like a retainer just to like retain you and get your services like to start off?
So we have a free consultation.
Okay.
Right? And then, I think on a website it may be somewhere where we ask for like a $50 hold. If you want an hour or something. And basically what I say is if you book within, 48, 72 hours, the money goes right on your trip. I'm not in it to nickel and dime you. I want to make sure you get the best experience. But you also have those clients who you, as the travel agent, you learn and you get smart and you say, these people are wasting my time. So how do I avoid people wasting my time? And so you ask for that fee up front. And that's where you can tell the pretenders from the contenders there.
And so for someone to be a travel agent, is there some sort of license or no?
No, so you'll partner with a host agency.
Oh, okay.
Right? You'll pay like a membership fee to join the host agency, and then you have a monthly membership fee after that. But that'll get you your IATA, your CLIA number, and those things. So all of your professional designations or your professional numbers, travel numbers, they help you get all of those things. And then they give you a bunch of what I like about the host agency is they give you a bunch of courses to take to help you sort of master all of the different hotel brands, cruise lines, etc.
Okay.
Where you see yourself in 5 years?
It's a great question, man. I think probably walking away from corporate healthcare.
Okay.
My goal would be for this travel agency to really be thriving. I've met a lot of great people over the last year. And relationships are everything. And I think now that I'm forming those relationships, the goal would be to be independent, be an entrepreneur, and take the business to the next level and keep scaling. So, but in order to do that, I would eventually have to face my fear, walk away from my 9 to 5. But in order to do that, right, you got to make sure that your compensation is getting close to that number because you're used to that lifestyle as well. And I got a family of 5 I'm responsible for. So I tell entrepreneurs all the time, there's nothing wrong with working for someone else while you're building your dream.
Right, definitely.
So
Do you plan on having people under you, like, so you don't have to directly talk to like your customers?
yeah, that's the plan. So I have agents now where I funnel some things. I had to outsource. I have a marketing team who does a lot of like the social media and all of that. Just because of my lifestyle and work period, I can't do everything. So you got to invest in yourself, and so that's what I've been doing. Invested in marketing, interns. I can't do this as a one-man army. The business just keeps growing. So just when I thought business was getting slow because of the Christmas season, shoot, right at the January 1st, everybody planning their vacations for this year. So the grind doesn't stop.
Right.
What's the most you made like in a month?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. Because it's commission-based, right? I can tell you
so you don't get your payout till like
after the client has traveled.
Months.
Okay.
It could be weeks or months.
It could be generally 30 to 45 days after the client traveled. So you could book a trip now, right, January, but you're not traveling until July. I'm not getting paid until September.
damn.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, when people say, why are you still working? Well, I still need that consistent, But I have friends that actually, they do this and they do it very well. And there's multiple streams of income you can do. So you have where you are selling travel to people, You also have the one where you're bringing in agents and you're hiring them under you. You're showing them the game, and you get commission off of them, but you don't take away from their sales.
Right.
So I want to squash that misconception because people think that no, it's not. You're not taking away from their sales at all, but you continue to build that streamline as well. And then you can also go out there, create your master classes, be speakers, etc. I think once you have experience, you're a master because you've been through some stuff. You've learned how to be successful and navigate those waters. So you can go teach master classes on some of this stuff as well.
Okay. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Chiefs.
I got to ride with the home team, man. I'm from Philadelphia, so I got to ride with the home team.
So you really think they're going to win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got faith.
Would you bet money on it?
No.
No,
I'm not gonna bet money on it.
Okay.
Because Mahomes is Mahomes. But I'm riding with the home team. Our city is on fire right now. I know y'all been seeing, everything that Gilly's doing. Got the dance going on. But I work it, even where I work, right? Everybody's ecstatic about it. And so when you see your coworkers, your family and friends happy, that energy in the city right now, you want the home team to win. So that's where I'm at. So I'm riding with the home team.
Is that one of your next goals, to get on the $1 million worth of game?
Man, I want to get on everything. $1 million worth of game, Club Shay Shay. We actually just shot, Jennifer Hudson got the Spirit Walk. We actually shot that in Switzerland. We're going to drop that. We submitted it to Jennifer Hudson, but we're going to drop it on social media this week. And y'all see me doing my Spirit Walk. We try to come up with something catchy and unique and bring the energy.
Is that the Spirit Walk that I see going viral with Aaron Pierre?
Yeah, I think, right before they go and sit down with her.
And they go down.
Yeah, you got all the staff clapping and they doing some kind of song or chant. Yeah, so I did that with the group in Switzerland and we did it in one take and it was phenomenal.
What was the chant?
So the name of the company is Plain James and James, right? And so the chant was, "Hey, Mr. Plain James, where are you traveling to right now?" And then we sort of do a breakdown, and everybody started clapping. I'm like, "Now fly with it," and we started dancing.
And everyone's flying with it.
Yeah, everybody's flying with it. So yeah, we're dropping it this week. You'll see it.
Oh, okay.
But hopefully it's catchy enough. We'll ask everybody to repost it, get the energy, go viral, and try to sit with Miss Hudson.
Okay.
But yeah.
What was it about your wife that made you want to marry her?
Oh man, you digging in the crates here. It was simple for me. It was someone from the immediate conversation I knew had my best interest. No matter what, because everybody go through things in life, right? She always has my best interest, and so that was really number one. Of course, naturally, right? You pick somebody that you think got the looks and all of that, but really, she just had my best interest from day one. So that's when I knew she was the one.
So from the day you met her to when you proposed, what was that timeline?
So I met her in 2010. I proposed 2012. So 2 years. So yeah, about two years, 2 solid years of getting to know each other. We went against that, that rule of we moved in. I moved in from the door. She had her own place.
Oh, moved
I was
in,
yeah. I
Right
moved
away.
in her house, her apartment.
How soon after you met her?
I said, "Mama, I ain't coming home." Yeah, I said, "Mama, I ain't coming home." But it was one of those things where it was just we was kicking it, we was having fun with each other, the vibes was there, and I ain't necessarily empty out my closet and move it. No, nothing like that. But I never went home. The energy was just there, and we just kept building it, and we was like, what we doing? Why you going home to come right back in a couple hours? Let's just keep it real with each other. And that's what we did.
When did you realize I'm gonna marry her? How long when you first started talking to her, when you was
it was within the first year. It was within the first year I knew. I call up my uncles. So my uncles were always my heroes growing up. I call them up and talk to them about this girl, and I'm like, yeah, I really like her. This is and that. And they laughing. We men. They you sound kind of serious about this one though. Hold on. And conversations just led to another. Next thing you know, I was stressed out trying to find an engagement ring. That is the most stressful part of the whole process. I told I would never upgrade her that ring, never, because that was where I was an up and coming like healthcare administrator, and I think when you with somebody in the trenches and you work hard and you get it, then that meant a lot to me, right? I can go out and buy a ring now for 10, 20,000, but it doesn't mean the same thing as that grind and out there stressing, trying to look at these cuts and clarities, and they stressing me out. Man,
it's
no.
sentimental. It's priceless.
It's priceless.
Yeah.
I ain't never going through that process again. I'm good. I'll upgrade the band, but I'm never upgrading the engagement ring because it's a lot of value to me. And she's okay with that. At least that's what she told me. Because we renewed our vows last year for our 10 year. So
10 years, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so
a lot of people don't make it that far.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, and yeah.
So what advice would you give for someone to have a great, successful marriage 10 plus years?
Communication.
Okay.
Non-stop communication, right? It can't be, you can't withhold. When you withhold, I think that's where you get into trouble. And naturally, you start to think about other situations, wander. Like the brain just goes in other places. I think you have to just be real with each other and have those tough conversations. And I'm not going to say we've been perfect at it. Counseling helps as well.
Oh, so you've gone to couples counseling.
So we've done premarital, which is why we got married, because if we didn't do premarital, we wouldn't have got married, right?
And who brought that up? Like, who said, okay, let's do premarital counseling?
Honestly, I'm not sure which one of us did. I can't. I will. My wife would say I want to take the credit for everything, but I don't think I'm gonna take the credit there. I'm not sure which one of us did it. I would go with her because I don't think it was me. Because usually if I did it, I remember it. So I'm gonna go with her. But I know, within the 10 year, we recently underwent counseling because we felt like we needed a refresher and a reboot. And that was my idea. I'm like, yo, we need a mediator. And people grow. She's not the same person that I met in 2010. She's not the same person I married in 2013. I'm not the same person she met in 2010, and I'm not the same person she married in 2013. So as we continue to evolve as individuals, you have to keep evolving as a couple in the marriage as well. So
you said you felt like you needed premarital counseling to actually get married?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why did you feel that way? Because I guess maybe my view of love and marriage is like the man is like, oh, I love this woman. I'm going to just get on my knees and give her a ring. If that makes sense.
There's a lot of fairy tales going on over there. No. We naturally, right, when a man wants a woman, right? We're going to give you the ring and all of that. But, also being real with yourself and making sure that we're both on the same page. We both got some, similar beliefs and values. Those things are important because if they're different, it's okay to have some different beliefs and values, but you want to make sure they're clear going into it. So it's like no surprises. Like after I said I do, after we spent all of this money, after we committed ourselves in front of the Lord, friends and family, next thing you know, we find ourselves, divorced. And that's a high statistic already in our country. And so you do what you can to avoid it. I don't knock anyone that has been divorced, is on marriage 2, 3, or 4, because that's life. That's a journey. That I could be that person. So I'm never gonna look down or shame, because sometimes we don't get it right the first time.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I have a boyfriend. And he brought up premarital counseling, and
you should do it. The fact that he brought it up. You should do it.
And at first, but I'm glad you brought this up, because at first I was maybe a little offended, because it's like, why?
That's the black stigma. You put the black stigma on there.
He's trying to make it clear, everything clear. No miscommunication when we get married. Hey, I want it like this.
Yeah.
You want it, whatever you want, you got to be clear. This is how it's going to go.
Yeah.
So if there's a misunderstanding, hey, we talked to everybody, we did this, that's the smart way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me feel better because, like I said, I don't know why, but I did take it a little personally, like something's wrong with me.
No,
No.
no.
That's just the stigma in our community, right?
Yeah.
I think counseling and therapy help, and we as people got to get away from like it's something wrong with you. No, it's actually I'm actually smart that I'm recognizing that I need an outlet. I need another form of expression or someone to express it who's not going to judge me, who's going to be neutral, and that's what you'll get in that premarital session. You'll have somebody that's neutral to both of y'all, and you could talk about some of the things that are probably on both of your mind now that you want to iron out before you say I do.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And then you can't get like a friend or a father, like they're gonna be biased.
They're gonna be, they're typically gonna be biased. Like if so we wound up using he actually was our friend and is a pastor, and we did what we call couples. It was like couples counseling. So him and his wife did the sessions, and I loved it because you had both objective views from both genders, and it wasn't like they were ganging up on me as a male or ganging up on her as a female. So I love that approach better than just the man or just the woman. And even when we recently went through counseling, we had a couple as well. And I think that those different perspectives, they help with those tough conversations.
So you still do counseling while married?
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, like we haven't done it. We stopped at the end of the year. We haven't picked it back up, but I'm sure if we're gonna be married forever, we gonna throw some sessions in there. Like it's just it's reality.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with it. You think something wrong with it?
No, I don't. It's just I've never been to therapy, so like you said, I think there's a stigma of like, oh, if you need therapy, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's actually just trying to help y'all. He's trying to help with the lines of communication.
Okay.
He's really smart.
Yeah. And in fact, and remember, he's interested in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So focus on the fact that he's interested in the future with you, and not, oh, he thinks something wrong.
Yeah. I'm caught up on the fairy tale.
Yeah, you good. You gonna get your destination wedding. We gonna plan it, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna do his bachelor party. Don't call me. Don't bother me.
I don't know if I want to do that, but.
If you do it, here's my advice.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna plan it, right? We're gonna do a bachelor party and bachelorette party at the same time. So we're gonna send you away with your girls. We're gonna send him away with his guys. So y'all not even thinking about each other.
I like that because
we don't book trips. We curate experiences.
Different destinations.
Yes.
Okay.
Why would I put you in the same destination? Come on now.
We could both be in like Nashville, but in different.
Nah. I don't need. Nope. Let's just keep it separated. It's supposed to be like your last hurrah, right?
Yeah.
You do what you do with your girls. He do what he do with his guys. Nobody's saying nobody's doing anything criminal or anything like that. Just enjoy. You're going to be enjoying your company, so you're not thinking about each other in that time.
Right.
See,
that
look
makes
at you.
Sense.
Trust the process.
Okay. Well, I know who to go to now, so.
Yes.
I wish I would have met you before I got married.
How many years?
7.
Okay.
I think it's 8. 8 gonna be this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going good.
It's cool.
It's still we still counting, right? We still in there, so
Yeah, we still good.
You're not
That's
far
all
from
I'm-
10, so.
yeah, you close to 10.
2 more years.
Just take them vacations, man. Keep it fresh. That's what I take those vacations. That's it.
You got any more questions?
Still?
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you for coming out, man.
Thank y'all for having me today.
I want everybody do the Instagram handle.
You go first. Let them know what you got going on and your Instagram.
Yeah, so my name's Domic Adams, CEO of Plain James and Janes. Instagram is Plain James Janes, and Jane is the female but plural. So PlaneJamesJane. That's how it is on Instagram. Or you can go to plainjj.com, plain like the airplane, jj.com. We got a group trip to Bali coming up. Kenya's dropping next week. And those are the group trips that we're hosting. But we're available for services or to service any client, any place in the world. Just give us a call.
Okay. At Miss Turner, MI3S's .Turner
I like
on
that.
Instagram.
We'll stay Guru PK. Y'all have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was good.